Terry Cutler is an international award-winning cybersecurity expert and ethical hacker known for his catchy online videos, numerous television appearances, live public speaking events, extensive coaching products, and top-level consulting services. Over the past 20 years, he's advised some of Canada's largest companies on how to prevent and remedy internal and external security penetration. For the general public, he developed an effective online learning program called Internet Safety University. With over 24,000 students from over 150 countries, he's helped educate his pupils on cybercrime, spying, security failures, internet scams, and the real social networking dangers that families and individuals face every day. Terry was named IFSEC Global's top 20 most influential people in cybersecurity for 2018 and again in 2019, and was also awarded 2017 Cybersecurity Educator of the Year Award. Please welcome your host, Terry Cutler.
Happy Thursday, everyone. How is everyone doing? I want to answer some questions. Actually, 78 questions came in the last couple of weeks, and I apologize. I did not get a chance to answer everything, so I want to answer some of the top ones that came in that I think will address everyone. So a lot of the questions came in because a lot of people bought the book. Now, some sad news for me is that after 14 and a half weeks, my book was dethroned from the Amazon bestseller list. So hopefully today we can help bring that back onto the list. But 14 and a half weeks. So the other thing I want to let you know also is that a lot of the comments I got from the book was, well, this book is not for me. I'm not in cybersecurity, right? And in fact, this book is made for people that are not in cybersecurity. This is made for Mr. and Mrs. Everyone. So how to protect yourself online, because we're seeing a lot of scams and a lot of hacks happening right now where like people are getting their bank accounts drained. They're getting their Hotmail account hacked into. Then it goes into their banks, going to their Amazon and other accounts. So I want to address some of these questions. And the other thing I have to mention also is that my book is now available on Audible. So it was narrated by Cleo Griffith, who also narrated Donald Trump Art of the Deal book. So this book is now available on Amazon paperback, Amazon Kindle, Audible, and iTunes. Okay. So let's answer some of these questions that we had for today. One of the things I got was my bank account got hacked into, even though my phone had two-step verification. How did this happen? And this actually got answered on a previous live chat with Allison, where she was a victim of the poured out scam. This is where someone was able to trick her phone provider into giving out information and allowed her phone number to be transferred out to another carrier. And when that happens, the scammer can actually get access to your phone and also your what's called your two-step verification to allow you to log into other bank accounts. Okay. So the other thing I want to talk about was how to find information about yourself that you didn't know existed. So one of the questions I'll always ask in live events is, well, how many of you guys know how to use Google? Right. And they all raise their hand like, oh, Terry, you're such an idiot, right? Who doesn't know how to use Google? But then I asked them again, how many of you guys really know how to use Google? And that's when they started looking at each other like, what do you mean? What do you mean? So I want to share some tips on how to find information about yourself that you didn't know existed, because there's some new scams coming out or even some old ones that are resurfacing where you receive an email that says, hey, John, I know your password is this, and it's your real password. And if you don't pay me within 48 hours in this amount of Bitcoin, I'm going to transfer this video that I have of you watching an adult website to all of your contacts, and it's going to ruin your reputation and such. So I want to show you quickly how to search for information about yourself you probably didn't even know existed. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully it's not going to crash. So we're just going to simply go to Google. And for this demonstration, I'm going to use my name because last time I used somebody else's name in a live event, some inappropriate content showed up. Okay. So I don't want that to happen again. So I'm just going to simply type in Terry Cutler. Okay. Very simple. Now I end up with about 8.2 million results. Okay. Now I know I'm not that popular. Okay. So I want to be able to help limit my search to Terry Cutler. Would you know how I would actually do that? Now, if you put quotes around your name, you are correct. So when you put quotes around your name, you see I dropped down from 8.2 million results to 14,000. Now, what I've just done here is when you put quotes around your name, it asks Google to look for exactly what's in between these quotes. And even if it's misspelt, it's going to look exactly for that. Because if you don't do that, it's going to look for Terry and Cutler as two separate searches, right? And that's why you end up with so much results. So I'm already down to 14,000 results, which is still too much information. Do you guys know how I would actually find out more information? I get even more granular. Well, you would want to put something that's associated to you in the public. So for example, say you belong to a sports team or your kids belong to a sports team. You want to enter their name, the team they belong to. Because what happens sometimes is that they will be photographed by, say, the local newspaper, and they'll write an article about them that they didn't even know was there because the article or the newspaper was one who posted it online, not them. Okay. So in my case, I'll just type in the word hacker. Okay. I went from 8.2 million results to 14,000 to 4,000. Now, the thing is, when I'm doing these searches, I already know about terrycutler.com. I already know about Wikipedia and LinkedIn. I already know about this stuff. I want to find stuff that I did not know existed. You guys know how I would actually remove these results? You'd actually use minus terrycutler.com and hit enter. And you'll see that Terry Cutler has been removed from my search list. And you just keep doing that. I already know about myself on Udemy. I already know about myself on Circle. So you want to keep doing that until you know what's left over. So in my case, I have I'm listed on a lot of websites. So, but this you get the drift of what's happening here. So you can remove also Security Week. Remove EC Council because my training just got on there. So you want to search for all these things, right? You want to look for if anyone's tagged you in any inappropriate images. You see, for example, somebody tagged me in toilets. But you see, actually, there's an actual story behind this. And it was a live hack that I did on a company. And it was so cool. We did a story about it with the IFSEC Global. So essentially, and it's actually, the story is listed in the book as well. It's called The USB Keys in the Urinal. This is a story where I was hired to hack into a company from the outside, and I just couldn't do it. It was like Fort Knox. So what I did was I said, screw it. I'm going over there. So I dressed casual, and I walked, and I obviously I Google searched where the building was, what it looks like on Google Maps. And I drove over there, walked up to the receptionist. I said, I feel really embarrassed. May I please use your washroom? You know, I've been traveling. We got the kids in the car. I got the big gulp drink. And, you know, I promise it won't happen again. I feel really embarrassed. So luckily, she said, make it quick. And she buzzed me through. But the bathrooms were behind the counter. So that's where I was a bit risky. So she actually buzzed me through. I went to the washroom. And while I was there, I left 2 USB keys in the stalls and left. And I thanked her. And after about 2 hours, a curious employee was like, oh, what's this? And plugged it in, which auto ran my software, which allowed me to get in through the back door. So that's why the urinals are there. So you want to make sure you have all these photos there. You want to see if there's been any videos or any hateful comments written about you. So that's in a nutshell. Now, another question I get asked is, well, how did this guy get my password? Okay. And the reason for that is probably there was a data breach that happened. You know, we looked at LinkedIn, Marriott, MyFitnessPal, all these big mega sites, they all got breached. They all lost data. And what's interesting about them is that none of them knew who did it. So they got a hold, so they probably got a hold of your password. And because it was weak, like a John123 password, they're able to crack it. And then they sent you an email associated to your email address. So I want to show you if a website that can probably tell you if you're a part of a data breach. So if you just go to Google and type in, have I been, and the first one that's going to show up is, have I been pwned? What this website is, it's actually hacker talk for have I been owned? Have I been hacked? That's what it means. So you would click on here and you would go to the website, have I been pwned? And here you would actually enter your email address. Now, the first comment I get from people is that, well, hey, if I enter my email address, they're going to know it. But this site is run by a cybersecurity expert named Troy Hunt, who also is the Microsoft director of security. So, you know, he's legit. So you would type in Terry at terrycutler.com, which was my email, and enter. And oh no, I've been part of a data breach. In fact, 8 data breaches. So when you scroll down, you'll be able to see what data breaches you're actually part of. So LinkedIn, you know, had lost over 160 million records. MyFitnessPal, millions of records. So this is one of the reasons why you would have had your password kind of emailed to you saying, hey, you know, pay up in Bitcoin or else all your friends are going to see you watch porn. Okay. So I also want to let you know that I have a new course coming out, a new Internet Safety University training program coming out in a couple of months. So I'm working hard at revamping a lot of the content. There was one video that I created a while back called How to Know If You've Been Hacked in 4 Minutes. And it was kind of manual, but I'm going to be showing you some technology that allow you to automate this and show you in a visual way what's happening with your computer, if there's intrusions happening and such. Another thing I get asked a lot, which was part 2 of the book, which was how to get your business started with cybersecurity. Okay. I've actually put together a video series for you. So if you're a small business owner or a director of IT or VP of cybersecurity, you want to have a look at this training. So in this training, I'm going to show you a couple of things. I'm going to show you how and why hackers are getting in. So I'm going to show you some live demonstrations. I'm going to show you some real results, and I'll even show you why they're getting in. Because most businesses still protect their companies like they protect their home, right? They have no way of detecting if there's a hacker already in the system. So I'm going to be covering that in this course, right? So head over to www.psyologylabs.com/start, and you'll be able to see that free training. So just opt in and have a look. So that is all I have for you today. It was a quick session, but I have some other stuff I'll be answering shortly. So until then, keep safe, and I'll see you in the next video.